Hey everyone, Sparks back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. I was anticipating a Anise skill set to be released last night, and I guess I should have known better. They slow rolled us with Anchor. Now, Anchor is a free handout, I guess that means kind of the same thing, but anyway, a free unit as a login bonus. I think we'll get the first copy of her on the third day of the event, and she's an SR unit. So, expectations are a little bit low here. We're not expecting like a meta-defining PvP unit, or are we? We'll get back to that. But, she's cool. She's a free unit. I can never complain about a free unit. Anytime there's a new event coming, this is going to help new players just getting a free unit. And she's probably also going to be a high bonus unit for the event as far as getting that 100% rewards on the narrative dungeons. So, okay, let's go ahead and get into what she actually does. So she is a Burst 1 Defender Wind type, and she has a rocket launcher. Her skill 1 says activates when the last bullet hits the target, affects the target, taunt for 5 seconds. Okay, so it sounds like she is only going to taunt the one enemy that she hits with the last bullet. I'm not 100% sure on that, and sometimes the wording of these kits is not exactly correct either. But to me, that sounds like she's only going to taunt that one target, or it could mean the target as in the boss of the stage, because other wordings on some kits say like activates when the target appears, and it's talking about just the boss. So there's a little bit of ambiguity there. This could definitely make a big difference in how she actually functions. There's a second line to it and says activates when the last bullet hits the target, affects self, defense goes up by 23.8% for 5 seconds. This is probably not very good. So in general, no matter how that skill functions with the taunt, it's probably not really that helpful, to be honest. We know that just increasing defense is not enough to make a tank survive being taunted by a ton of enemies. If she does in fact taunt everyone, if it's only the single enemy, it's probably enough to, not take a lot of damage. But then, taunting isn't going to be that super helpful. I guess it could be helpful against the boss, but if it's a really strong boss, again, just an increase in defense, she's going to go down really fast. But let's take a look at her skill 2. It says activates when entering the battle, affects self. So just this is going to automatically be on all the time as soon as whatever the stage is starts. And it says when attacking an enemy projectile, damage dealt to the projectiles goes up by 25% continuously. Okay, so this only affects herself, which definitely makes it significantly worse, but I still think this is probably a much better skill than her skill 1. So rocket launchers are one of the best ways to clear projectiles. This could be good against the train projectiles at the beginning, although there's probably way better options for your train team. Realistically, you're probably not going to use her, but this could be good against any of those bosses with those clusters of like slow-moving bombs, and you can just clear them all with a single charge attack. You could also clear some of the enemies that come out that are flying around at the beginning of Mother Whale. Again, I don't know realistically how much you would be using her against Mother Whale, but I could see this maybe being used against like Blacksmith and things like this. So, decent. Burst skill is a 20-second cooldown. That definitely is very important. I think she'd just be dead on arrival if she wasn't a 20-second cooldown, since she is a Burst 1. And it says affects all enemies, deals 304% of final attack as damage. So notably, this is final attack, makes it a lot better than if it was just her base attack value. And it does deal it to the whole field, which is quite good. 300% is a pretty big modifier. That said, she's an SR unit and a defender. And so her attack stat, just even if it's final attack, is probably going to be pretty low. So I'm not sure how relevant this will actually be. But in theory, that is a pretty good skill. But I just think that, her stats are going to let her down on that. So, is she actually usable? Well, like I said, she's probably going to be used in the event because she's going to be a high bonus level to get that bonus reward. She's probably going to be like a 40 or 60%, something like that. And in theory, could be used against some bosses to specialize against projectiles, but I think the taunt is probably not what you want to be doing. The one situation where I could see her potentially being actually top tier here, and this is a big guess, is if she has burst generation like Anise. Anise is also an SR unit that is actually a top tier unit in Arena because she has the best burst generation in the game. So if Anchor has comparable burst generation, then you never know. Maybe we'll see her. If not, she's just kind of a fun unit. It's always good to get another free unit. And theoretically, she will also be raising the limit on our synchro device. So, if we're eventually getting to level 500 or something, then Anchor might become relevant for raising our level. All right, let me know what you think about Anchor. Are you excited about her? We should never complain about free units. Let me know if you're planning to use her at all, or if you have any questions or comments on my interpretation of her kit. Keep an eye out for the Anise skill set that should be released soon. I'll have a video on that, and analyzing her skills, of course, as well as Helm when she comes out. And I will be streaming as soon as the update drops as well. It's big hype, so many cool new things coming to the game. I'll catch you guys in the next video.